So, E3. Our first ever E3. What do you think so far?
It's been pretty relaxed compared to the shows that we've done before, but definitely a lot of cool stuff to see. Especially if you're a gamer, a lot of really tight games to see, and just a lot of VR stuff that we've seen so far. But a lot of cool mobile games and obviously console games. So it's been a pretty good experience and feels really laid back.
Yeah, it's incredibly different from any other show that we've ever done before, and really it's just we're looking at games the whole time, and you would think that we shouldn't get paid to do that.
Yeah, it's a very different experience, like just because it's so new to us. The approach is very different. We're just kind of like playing it by ear a little bit, so
Yeah,
but it is interesting.
Yeah, so we were able to, okay, so everyone definitely make sure you check out our full videos for these particular products that we were able to see, but we got to take a look at the Merge VR, which is a different kind of VR platform, very similar to cardboard, made of a much more comfortable material, I think is the main way to put it, but it also came with a controller. Now, Lanh, you were able to take a look at another game as well. I've been getting the name wrong all night, but I know it's Dawn of Titans, right?
Yeah, I got the name wrong too, but yeah, Dawn of Titans. If you ever played like a tower defense type game like Clash of Clans, anything like that, it's very similar to that type of game where you sort of have to build yourself up and upgrade your troops, upgrade your... in this game, they call it a Titan, but other games, they're called heroes. And you sort of upgrade those troops, and you can sort of go through and get other perks like spells and things like that to sort of make you stronger in terms of attacking other opponents. And it's a multiplayer game, so it's really immersive. One of the most immersive tower defense games that I've seen. It's it's a 3D world, so you can spin things around and look at things from every different angle. So it's really and the graphics were just, they were some of the best graphics I've seen on a mobile game.
Yeah, and we felt that way about Siegefall also. So we went to a different developer and we found Siegefall, and it looked really awesome also. And I'm not really a Clash of Clans type of gaming person, but this seemed like a take on that. That really brought some really great graphics, some nice details, and honestly, it looked kind of badass in some aspects.
Yeah, Siegefall definitely, it's very similar to, and had a lot of really cool elements to it. I really loved like the spells and stuff that it had in that game. You could bring a dragon down and it goes and just basically obliterates everything. So it's a pretty awesome game too.
Yeah. So once we were done with that, this is obviously our first day recap. We finally got to get our butts out to the actual show floor. Now, we only went to one particular hall, so we weren't able to see, let's say, Nintendo, not too much Xbox stuff, but we did get to see a lot of what would be my favorite things. And sorry, I took up a lot of time looking at what I really wanted to see. I have to talk about this Street Fighter V. I spent as much time as I possibly could there. I'm a huge Street Fighter fan. I played Street Fighter 4 all the time, and Street Fighter 5 is coming out in spring of 2016, which is not soon enough. But they announced at least one new character that I'm really excited about. They did announce Nash, which is basically the Franken version of Charlie from the Alpha series, and I have to say he plays really well. There's some footage that you're probably seeing here of us playing. Now, Lanh did win a couple of rounds by button mashing, and I did like a super slow-mo of him button mashing, and it still looks really fast, but then I got on the fight stick.
Yeah, I got a chance to play Josh, and if you ever wanted to see a Lanh versus Josh, this is probably the only one you're ever going to see. And he beat me, so
well, we were both Ryu though, so it was kind of like, I guess, fair in some cases.
Yeah,
in some weird twisted way.
Yeah. But my button mashing failed me.
Well, that was at the Capcom booth, obviously, and we did get to take a look at a couple of other booths. EA was the one that I was really excited about with Mirror's Edge. Mirror's Edge is one of those super underrated games that I feel like didn't get its just desserts, obviously, and finally it is, because they're remaking it, and now we have a full-fledged Mirror's Edge. We stayed at that EA booth for quite a while, and I was just like, we're not going anywhere until I watch this trailer. Oddly enough, we went to Square Enix. I did not didn't see we rather didn't see the Final Fantasy VII remake that was supposed to be there.
No.
But across the way is where we did find Capcom, and they had Street Fighter V and Mighty Number 9, which is the spiritual successor to Mega Man, which I will be playing tomorrow or the next day. But at Capcom, you got to look at a updated special edition of, what was it, Devil May Cry?
Yeah, I actually wanted to play Resident Evil 0, but there was too many people at the booth, so Devil May Cry was just basically right next to it, and there was a lot of free space. So I went over there, checked it out, and it's a lot of fun. It's a really cool game. I'm not a big expert in Devil May Cry. I haven't played it a lot, but it was pretty awesome. So I had a lot of fun playing that game too, but I'm definitely looking forward to checking out a lot of the other games, like the EA games. And the Star Wars game looks extremely cool. So I want to be.
That might be the first thing on our schedule tomorrow.
It needs to be, because there were a ton of people just playing that game. It was just extremely hard to get in there. So hopefully we can kind of get in there and play that for a little bit tomorrow.
But those are the ones obviously in the console area that we want to take a look at. But as far as the Android front goes, we did bring you guys some nice coverage today, and we have even more coming in the next couple of days, as Andrew Grushy, as we call him, was able to give us a packed schedule, especially for the last day of E3. Tomorrow we'll probably get a little bit more fun and make sure to share with you guys either on here or on Periscope to show you what E3 is all about, if we get cellular coverage or Wi-Fi inside of that hall, because that just was not happening.
Yeah, it definitely was a little bit spotty.
Yeah, so keep it tuned to Android Authority for even more. This is our first time at E3, and we're super happy to be here and super happy to bring you all of our coverage, and also just to be able to share with you what might be the one show that a lot of you guys have been wanting to go to for a long time. So hopefully we're sharing with you everything you need in order to experience this with us. So keep it tuned to Android Authority for even more from E3 2015.